Ven had some stickers.
Can I say one thing about that? So when you say I have a 100% incorrect prediction rate, what if every single time I'm just predicting the underdog just to go against the grain? That would mean I have a real 100% prediction rate, right? Like, in terms of being right. Like deep down, I'm actually right, but I'm just kind of going with the underdog.
Right.
If I'm going with the underdog, just to make
as well should win.
No, that's not what I'm saying. This is great logic, okay? So
this is some mental gymnastics, bro.
It makes no sense.
What?
You didn't let me finish. Okay, so
I'm sorry.
let me explain it one more time, okay? So if I'm predicting the team that I think is like, it's going to be a struggle for them to actually win, that means deep down, I know the team that's
there it is!
And I got it right! I got it right!
Unbelievable.
These are, okay.
Yeah. You make fun of my predictions again. None of you would have called this.
I said about who won. I didn't say about the comp. I said about who won.
Thank you.
I don't believe in the comp.
You are about to be a believer, I guess. Jellybeans is going to convert all of us to the Beastmaster, he said.
You didn't have to convert me. All right, let's see how this one starts. Wizk, Jellybeans going aggressive here on Aang. They're going to have a lot of offensive dispels. Aang's going to have a difficult time actually kiting and getting away. Nick getting rotted down as well. A lot of spread pressure coming in. Will be the avenging wrath from Korlic to empower his heals. And I'm curious to see how exactly this composition is going to play out. Big intimidating shout coming in into a full polymorph, but Jellybeans just out of line of sight and going for a Devil's Dragon's Breath. Who are they going to be going after here? Jellybeans just kiting. Aang's just constantly under fire in this matchup so far. Golden Guardians is looking good.
Yeah, it's looking good so far for them. They got a good opener here. I think Wizk looks like the target of choice here. Nick is finally going to be connected to him. Aang doing what he can here to do some damage. Actually pops his Rune of Power, but then he had to Nova the Pats. Here comes the preemptive Blessing of Protection. Oh, it gets dispelled right away. What a beautiful dispel there from Wizk. Then Aang is going to be in a lot of trouble here behind the pillar. He gets Psychic Horror into the Shadow Crash. Big damage onto Aang, but Korlic is there to back him up. He's able to survive that freezing trap. Here comes, oh, nice Purge Wind Shear by Absterge on that Divine Favor of Korlic. Which means he's not going to get that heal. Here's the silence. Aang actually taking a lot of damage. There's the Cauterize. Can they get the Ice Block is the question. There's
That's a block.
That's got to be a block 100%. No? No, he's still playing it greedy, able to keep himself alive for now. But there's a full freezing trap. Can they get the damage here? Jellybeans trying to do it. Can he do it? Kill shot range, big damage, and that's going to be the Ice Block. I can't believe this, but Shadow Priest Hunter is in a massive
spell. Massive spell.
Is he just dead?
Is he just a seed?
He's a seed.
Oh, they're gonna kill the seed. Are they gonna? Oh. That was not even close. That was not even close. They made them look like training dummies. That was not even close. Did they even do damage to the Golden Guardians? I don't think Aang can even believe what just happened. Aang is just like, what?
Today is weird. I like this. This is great. We're seeing Jellybeans come out. We're seeing a Golden Guardians win. This is good. This is a good day, man.
I'm just gonna sit here smugly.
No one's gonna agree with me.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I'm just enjoying my.
You know what?
I'm enjoying my prediction and my win on that one. So let's take a look at exactly how this one did play out.
It's true. He is smiling. He's got a big grin.
You can see right now, Golden Guardians in complete control of the game. Just so much pressure coming in from that BM Hunter and Shadow Priest. Aang forced defensive for a majority of this game. Cauterize is forced out. Korlic just really struggling. I mean, when all three members of Golden Guardians are on top of Aang, they're just purging off his shields. A lot of consistent damage, a lot of crowd control as well. I mean, you have full traps into full fears, into psychic horror, into silence, and it's just this never-ending crowd control on Korlic, unrelenting pressure. And here it is, kill shots onto Aang, and that will eventually close it out. And I think you said it right, Sid. I mean, it felt like Charlotte Phoenix actually had zero pressure in this game. Quite literally. There was never a moment where Golden Guardians was scared.
Do we finally have the mage counter? Is this the anti-mage Golden Guardians? BM Hunter Shadow Priest? It feels good. Triple purge. You never get a combust. Even if you do, you got Roar Sacrifice. Multiple Shadow Priest cooldowns. Wind Shear grounding.
From everybody.
This is the anti-mage?
I feel like if you want to play a fire mage, this is the worst.
Oh my god.
Look at him. He did almost less damage than Absterge.
Look at
Aang's damage.
Was he just eating
That's
fence the whole
insane.
game,
What?
or what's up?
I don't think so. What's up? I don't think so. I think he's just every Pyro Blast is being dispelled. I swear he was just dead the whole game.
He's getting triple
Okay.
purged. I
Do
think
you
you got to get burn in. I think you actually have to use burn. You need to get Aang out of there. Get the mage out.
Dude, everyone is so excited. I'm looking at the chat right now. Everyone is so excited. Jellybeans is in. It's like, yes, finally, we see Jellybeans.
I
And
mean,
not
when's
only
the
do-
last time? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, not only does Jellybeans come in, but he did a good job. I mean, this game was
Yeah.
very one-sided, and I bet he is so happy he can finally play. Like hunters just
know.
aren't like. I feel like it's been such a long time where Jellybeans has literally just he hasn't been able to really do much for their team. If BM hunters stay good, I mean Jellybeans, he is a phenomenal hunter, and you could tell he'll show up when they're strong, and he did.
Yeah, definitely true. It's been a while since we've seen him play. They don't bring him out often. You know, it's
don't bring him out
good
ever.
to see. So
It's been a
yeah,
long time.
well, that's what I was gonna ask. When was the last time that we even saw Jelly come out?
It's like Groundhog Day.
Warrior.
Yeah, see Jelly's
he
shadow.
played Warrior. In the cup stages, I think he played Warrior, right? What did
Yeah,
Warrior,
yeah,
Shadowpriest, Paladin
You're right.
a few times. So.
What?
When was the last time we saw him pick up a win?
On his hunter too. I would love to see that stat. If anybody knows, the last time we saw Jelly come out on his hunter,
Jellybeans
and
win
they
rate.
won.
I don't
Won
think
a
it's a
game,
flattering
yeah.
stat, to be honest. Hunters
Yeah.
have been in kind of a rough spot.
It doesn't represent his
unfortunate.
ability.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part about stats. Sometimes I don't know if we have that on on Jellybeans, but like sometimes exactly, it's like they play with a weird comp or when it's not exactly the meta, and you look at it and see like I don't know Jellybeans like 20% win rate or something. And you're like, oh man, he's a terrible hunter, but I mean he's definitely not. He's an amazing hunter. He just isn't on a a jungle team, so. You're going to see those low win rates from him, but this is definitely putting him on the board here, and they're going to lock in that composition. Again, we're seeing him come out alongside Wizk. Definitely things you'll love to see, and now we're going to see Charlotte Phoenix picking their composition. And also, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I just like, I feel like for Golden Guardians, if they can win this series, and they can win this series with this composition, it's going to be such a massive relief for them, I think. Like I said, during the cup stage, they basically had to survive a Fire Mage Paladin world. I mean, Wizk had to play Fire Mage, Absterge had to play exclusively Paladin. I don't think either of them were super happy about it, but they did it. And now they're here, and now this composition is looking strong. They have so many different comp options. The Assassination Rogue is good, the BM Hunter is good, the Shadow Priest is good, Shaman's not looking too bad as well with that Shadow Priest. So I feel like Golden Guardians, this could be their kind of revival, because they were struggling for some time.
Okay, so I do have that stat. Jellybeans has only played one game on Hunter since BFA, and he lost.
So the last time he won a game was in Legion?
Yeah, apparently. We don't even have data for that. I don't think we were tracking
he
stats
won on his
back
Warrior.
then.
He won on his Warrior.
No, on Hunter.
Yeah, on his Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's won.
Yeah, so the last time we saw a Hunter Jelly win was in Legion. Was when,
What?
You know.
He didn't
we
win
had that.
one time in BFA?
No.
I can't
On-
believe
on
that.
Hunter,
I'm telling
apparently
you.
not.
I'm telling you, it's literally never happened.
But he's 2-1 on Arms Warrior since BFA. So he has had wins, and we can see those stats right here. He has
One.
had wins on other classes. But I mean, how messed
so
up is this?
bad.
How messed up is this? Look at this
You
is Jellybean. He's
He
a
plays
god
3%
at
of
Hunter.
all the
He has a
games.
higher win rate on
Can I?
Arms Warrior. I mean, I think it's tied now since he won a game on or I guess it wasn't. It was BM, wasn't it? So, so yeah.
There's something really crazy about Jellybeans, though. I just want to say this. Jellybeans, even though you look at these stats and it looks like, okay, this guy's a giant noob, he is so well respected. I
This
don't mean
guy's
that
a
in like a bad
giant
way. No, when you look at the stats, it looks like,
Yeah,
oh, he just
if
plays
you
and
looked at
loses.
it from purely from a
Or if you look at his rating, a lot of the time he just plays at lower ratings. He doesn't even care about getting rank 1. But still, despite that, everyone considers him like pretty much the best hunter in North America, or one of the best hunters. I mean, he is just absolutely phenomenal. And even though the results don't always show it, When hunters are good, he makes them look really good, and I feel like Golden Guardians, this is their opportunity to shine. Interesting adaptation here from Charlotte Phoenix. They're going to be bringing in Nick on the Assassination Rogue. Big combustion right away, but the Roar of Sacrifice completely shuts that down. This is a better start, though, for the Charlotte Phoenix.
Yeah, I like bringing in the Rogue here, so they can go after the Hunter if they want to, or they can just try to ride Wizk on that Shadow Priest. And honestly, I think the Golden Guardians here, they're pretty comfortable with that situation, with Wizk being that target. Look at Aang right now. He's getting absolutely blasted here. Korlic getting a sacrifice, though, before that freezing trap lands is going to mean that he gets to hold on to his Gladiator's Medallion, that trinket, for that next freezing trap. So he's going to be in a good spot. Absterge, preemptive Earthen Wall Totem. Big damage here coming out from Nick with that Vendetta rolling, but Aang also taking a lot of damage. Look at Jellybeans with the Door of Shadows, looking for the freezing trap at the back end of it. He waits a little bit though, because Nick is there. Aang activates it all the time, gets dropped back though. He's taking a lot of damage here. Might actually proc the Cauterize. Freezing trap ends onto Korlic. They don't have a silence or anything like that. Wizk now in a smoke bomb situation here. Big damage onto him. He's gonna get Absterge, gets caught in the Dragon's Breath. Can he get the Ring of Frost? He gets interrupted on it. Nicely done there by Wizk. And now once again, Absterge here should be able to pick up his Shadow Priest. Should be able to line of sight some of these polymorphs. And here we go. Freezing trap, silence, big damage. Lava Burst from Absterge as well. Can't go to Ring of Frost. He can't access his Ice Block there. Very close call here for Aang, and he's just getting pressured so much. Just swapping over to Nick now, almost taking him down there as well. Jellybeans just sitting in a polymorph, killing their whole team with his pats. Swapping back to Aang here. Could be the Cauterize still. Korlic, no wings available, having so much trouble trying to keep these guys alive.
Oh, full freezing trap. That's a Cauterize. That's a block. Is there a Master Spell? Master Spell fake out by Wizk. Gets kicked by Nick. And they're just praying that Korlic can save him. But a rocket jump fear. Master Spell attempt number 2 gets kidney shot. They're pressuring Nick now. And going to pop that Blazing Barrier. Try and tank up and absorb some hits here. Korlic has a Blessing of Protection. They've got Combustion. They could make a big move here if Wizk gets interrupted. Aang is just taking so much damage from Jellybeans. Jellybeans is on a mission to put some wins on the board for the Golden Guardians here. Korlic has to Divine Shield. Wizk now being pressured though, interrupted for a second. Will he trade Dispersion? He trades it, but it's prior to the Vendetta. That's a big opening for Nick here. He could definitely kill the Shadow Priest with Vendetta. Double stun lock here by the Charlotte Phoenix. They're still fighting back. Double Blinding Light. Jellybeans is going to trinket out and get aggressive, securing the freezing trap onto the Paladin, preventing all of the heals. Silence on Aang, trying to power down the Mage, and he's just doing so much damage. Stun on the Korlic. They have a Psychic Scream. Anything a silence. They just need a little bit more. Blessing of Protection is up, but it's probably purged off instantly between Wizk and Absterge, and it is. Blessing of Protection is now over. Jellybeans is still tearing in. His damage is endless on this Beast Mastery Hunter. The anti-mage Golden Guardians trying to set up for the win, but here comes Vendetta. Wizk's got Fade in 1 second. Fading on 10%. He needs a Spirit Link Totem. He needs it now. Where's the Spirit Link Totem? They're holding on to it. Greedy play, but they're going to get away with it now. Full Psychic Scream likely out of this Psychic Horror. That's going to be it. They can proc the Seed. He's solo into the Sacrifice. The Sacrifice comes off cooldown for Korlic. Last second saves on both sides.
Yeah, Wizk trying to get away. He's actually just playing on top of Absterge right now. Absterge has his Spirit Link, but without his
Kidney
trinket,
shot.
he needs to make sure he maybe preemptively uses it. He needs to really do a good job of avoiding the crowd control. We need the Spirit Link Totem. They drop it. Golden Guardians hold on. Now they need to look to strike back here. They need more pressure onto Aang. A full polymorph lands. Wizk gets interrupted. He's in a lot of trouble. Shadowman's come in. He keeps himself alive for the time being. Absterge, of course, he does have his trinket. Ascendant's almost available as well. And once that Dispersion is available, I think Wizk is going to be feeling very confident to make a push. Jellybeans looking to set up his team with a full trap on Korlic. Aang, no Cauterize. There's no Ice Block. There's no defensive cooldown. And they might just proc him. They seed him. Can they drop it? I think that they will, more than likely. And Golden Guardians, with their Shadow Priest, BM Hunter, Shaman, win game number 2. And they're looking good. However, Charlotte Phoenix is a lot better in that one. That was definitely not as comfortable as playing against the Warrior.
Yeah, that Rogue definitely did a lot of work there. Nick almost taking down Wizk there with his Vendetta, but it's going to be Golden Guardians with the Shadow Priest Hunter taking game number 2. And I just want to say, Jellybeans once again there at the end of the game, purging off the altar time of Aang right there is the reason why they were able to get that kill there. Very, very nice, nicely done by him, pushing in, gets the freezing trap, gets the purges, and they have the damage to back it up there as well. We're going to see it on the replay. All right, so here, So here, actually, it looks like Wizk is in a lot of trouble. He has no fade, he has no dispersion. They have crowd control with the Absterge, but Wizk just juggling his schools really, really well here, spamming out, Master Spell, gets kicked, spams out the Shadowlands, survives, and look there, Alter Time from Aang. He has the icon, he jumps down here, and here he wants to teleport back up, but Jellybeans purges it, and then he gets stunned by Wizk behind enemy lines. Korlic tries to get there with the blind, but it's just not enough, and Aang gets popped with his seed there. I can't believe it. It's 2-0 for Golden Guardians. That is so happy.
I am. I'm really happy. I love seeing Jellybeans on the Hunter. I feel like I need to clarify my position too. When I wasn't saying Jellybeans is a noob, I was saying if you look at his stats, they aren't good. That's a fact. And also, he normally doesn't care about his rating, but despite all of that, despite his stats not being good, despite the fact that he doesn't care about always pushing rank 1, I think he's one of the most respected players in North America for his ability. So that was my point. And I mean, Jellybean's definitely stepping up for his team. It's so nice to see them actually play this composition and find success with it.
I completely agree. And you also, another thing that you could look at from the perspective of Jellybeans, you could definitely argue with him that he could have better success on a team that maybe wanted to play jungle or something that worked a little bit with him as a on Hunter. But for so long, this team has stuck together as a team. The move, I mean, it's why they're so loved and cherished in this community, is that these guys, it just seems like they're in this just to have a good time, but alongside that, they are very successful and they do very well for themselves. So I love moments like these, especially when we get to see Jellybeans come out on his Hunter still and not a warrior or something else and do very well. So I'm glad that they found this new composition here because it's working out very nicely for them. And seeing him alongside Wizk is very cool to see. We are going to be heading to Hook Point as well. Charlotte Phoenix locking in that same composition. Something to note as well, they no longer have burn on the team, so they actually don't have the option of switching their comp, so they're going to stick they're going to play this composition here and maybe get something to work for game number 3, but at the moment kind of looking like Golden Guardians is going to win this 1-3-0.
This is, I feel like this is interesting for Charlotte Phoenix because right now I don't know how many options they have. They're kind of just looking like a Paladin Fire Mage melee team. And if that really is all they have for the rest of this round robin, I feel like they could be in a little bit of trouble. It's definitely not a bad setup to have, but teams are starting to figure that out a little bit. Golden Guardians right now, with kind of their oddball composition, they're making it look really good. And for Charlotte Phoenix, I kind of wonder if they do have anything else prepared because, I guess this is their last chance. If they can win this one, maybe they could come back. There was moments where Wizk was under quite a bit of fire in that last game, so we can see if they can continue that kind of aggression on this smaller map, but they're definitely going up against the clock. The amount of crowd control Golden Guardians has makes it difficult. Eventually Korlic's going to sit full CC, and Aang's under pressure the entire game. Definitely feel for Charlotte Phoenix in this position.
I do as well. They're very close to losing this series here, 3-0, so would not look good for them for the rest of the circuit. So maybe they can turn this one around. It's Hook Point, game number 3, Golden Guardians on match point.
All right, let's see if they can do it here. Golden Guardians on match point against Charlotte Phoenix here, and Charlotte Phoenix on match point against Golden Guardians, and we're going to see if they can end the game here. Big opener coming out from the Golden Guardians, full freezing trap onto Korlic, double fear here. Aang already taking a lot of damage right there. Can they get more CC though? They get the silence, they get a DR stun there. DR stun onto Korlic as well. He's going to trade out the sacrifice there. I'm not sure if he also uses human racial there. Absterge now going to trade out his earthen wall totem. Wizk might be in a little bit of trouble, and I really like these swaps that Jellybeans is doing between Nick and Aang, depending on who's getting aggressive, who's taking more damage, who has a defensive active. They're always swapping, making sure that they have that pressure. Jellybeans now look for the trap. Full Hammer of Justice there onto Absterge. Full Ring of Frost. It's a 2v2 situation. Jellybeans, though, in a Ring of Frost, which actually makes it a 2 versus 1 situation. Wizk going for the Master Spell. Gets Heroic Silence on it. Big damage coming in here from Nick on that Assassination Rogue. Burning his Vanish there in that exchange, but still not able to get the dispersion. So still looking good so far for the Golden Guardians. And now they're getting aggressive onto Aang here, Sid.
Nick actually used Cloak of Shadows aggressively there. He could be a target. Aang is still taking punishment. Silence on Korlic, Dispel on Divine Favor. Sick play by the Golden Guardians. The new anti-mage potentially in North America. Really making a statement in terms of what is meta. They already get Divine Shield. They get Ice Block. They get a Mass Dispel. Aang's in so much now. Wizk though dips low. He's going to trade Dispersion for Vendetta. Fair trade on the Vendetta. Good reaction by the Golden Guardians. They overlap trinkets a bit here. There's a blind actually available that could win the game. There's an opportunity for Charlotte Phoenix to stay alive in the series with no medallion. Absterge is anticipating it, dropping down defensive cooldowns. Nick is patient though, holding on to the blind, waiting for that opportunity, likely wanting to line it up with a combustion from Aang, but here comes a freezing trap. Buster protection preemptively. Nick is still trying to stay on target. Here comes the full blind. Do they have the damage to take down Wizk in this kidney shot? They don't. Wizk fades now right towards the tail end. They interrupt the polymorph for the counter shot into a wind shear. Good teamwork here on the side of the Golden Guardians. That was supposed to be the game-winning play. Charlotte Phoenix don't have enough damage to dunk it and put a point on the board.
Ooh, Wizk in a little bit of trouble here. Throws out a silence onto Korlic. Just trying to line of sight into a full kidney shot. Is there any more crowd control for Absterge? He gets interrupted! Disaster for Golden Guardians. The bomb! Absolute disaster. Wizk has to hold on. They drop him. Aang with a beautiful interrupt. Absterge still had his Spirit Link totem. He goes for the cast and gets punished in a big way. Charlotte Phoenix strike back, and they put a point on the board. Now we get to kind of see what the Golden Guardians want to do. What map do they want to go to? How are they going to play this out going up against this rogue Mage Paladin?
Yeah, this is going to be the first time in this series that we do get to see what Golden Guardians wants to play in terms of map choice here. Charlotte Phoenix taking that last game, but this is going to be difficult here for this next game. They're going to have to be blind locking in their composition, and it seems like they don't quite have an answer yet for this new composition here from Golden Guardians, but we can break down that last skill from game number 3.
All right, so here they got a nice situation. They stop the Master Spell. They don't allow the polymorph to come out from the blinder on Absterge. Wizk is feeling kind of safe at this point. He thinks everything is nice and dandy. Aang snipes a sheep here while Wizk is getting aggressive there. He wanted to actually, I think, fear at the back end of that setup, but he gets kicked, and then he gets kicked again. And here Absterge is using Fleshcraft to immune incoming crowd control, but he gets counterspelled on the Fleshcraft into a Dragon's Breath, into a DR sheep, and that just kind of throws a wrench in the plans there of the Golden Guardians. Honestly, it's easy to be kind of wise, you know, after you've seen the game play out, but I really feel like Absterge just trade out the Spirit Link as soon as he comes out of that CC there, and then they can get to go aggressive. They had basically forced everything as well, defensive-wise, from Charlotte Phoenix, so I think that's just one of those situations where, okay, I didn't have a trinket for the blind, I got to trade something. So, yeah, they didn't have the dispersion, so Spirit Link would have made sense there.
All right, well, you know what? I hope that they play that game, the same comp though, Golden Guardians. I don't want to see them switch off of this. I'm having too good of a time.
No one ever wants to see them switch again. Ever. This is just the only comp they can play.
It's Jellybeans
We
Hunter
need
only.
We need Rich to come back here and scream, "Never put Jellybeans on the bench." But game number 4 here, we're gonna see who wins. Golden Guardians could be winning this series 3-1. That could be very, very good for these guys, putting themselves up one other point here in Circuit Series. Or Charlotte Phoenix, are they going to tie this one up? Best of 5 as well. We're going to get that draft process started, but it's Golden Guardians map choice. Kind of mentioned that a little bit earlier, but what map do you guys think is the most advantageous for this comp that Golden Guardians has brought to the table today?
I feel like there's really an advantage, at least to me. Based on the picks from Charlotte Phoenix, they went to only small ones, so I would think that neutral or big, like Tiger's Peak, is probably a safe bet here. I think from the Golden Guardians.
I'd go Tigers, I think. Yeah, Ashermace is good too.
You know something I learned today? It's Mariah Carey's birthday, so.
Oh, they have to win then, or they're letting her down.
Mariah Carey. Yeah, they
is that why our boy Carl is playing so well on his shaman today? He's bringing out the shaman.
So.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I gotta look good for Mariah's birthday. We gotta get her a win. Maybe. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Charlotte Phoenix, they seem to be getting more and more comfortable into this composition. Originally, I really feel like they were kind of taken aback by the pressure they were under. But after kind of shaking off that initial loss, it looked a little bit better in game number 2. Game number 3 was even better than that. So I think Aang just making sure he's still going for that crowd control on Absterge, having a lockdown of Nick on the assassination rogue, super helpful. If you can actually get Wizk in a kidney shot, that gives Aang a lot of freedom to push in and actually go for the Dragon's Breath Sheeps and try to set their team up for some damage. So Charlotte Phoenix, they just need to make sure they stay focused in this match, get the crowd control, get the consistent damage out on Wizk, and they definitely still have a fair shot in this one. For the Golden Guardians, they just have to make the trades at the right time. If they do that, their overall pressure and CC seems like it'll carry them to a victory.
Do you think, given that, then, Vin, that they are what?
Carry them.
Carry
did
them
that
to
on
a
purpose.
victory. Did you?
Yes. I did.
Oh gosh.
I don't think so.
Why are you doubting? Man, we're flaming each other too hard today, I think, guys.
No, we're not.
Huh, I'm not
No,
so
we're
worried about it. I'm feeling okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we're still friends.
Yeah, wait though. Golden Guardians could lose this and then Venruki's sad face again. Imagine.
But I can't, how could I be sad? We get to see Jellybeans on the Hunter. I got my prediction right, and it's looking good for Golden Guardians. I mean, I think if we went back in time and just listened to my prediction again, I feel like we couldn't believe it.
Yeah, unbelievable. How could you?
I heard I have to
predicted
go
the
back into
calm?
VOD.
I mean,
Yeah,
hey, luckily it's pretty easy to do on YouTube. So
yeah.
Yeah,
Ben is gonna
right.
have that VOD as his stream intro from now on. It's just
it's gonna be
whenever
like
you
your
stream-
your sub sound or something. Gosh. All right, well, let's see if Golden Guardians can beat Charlotte Phoenix here in this next game, sending them out of this, not out of the tournament. I don't know why I said that. It's a round robin, but yeah, 3-1 with this series here. With this next game, or is Charlotte Phoenix gonna tie it up?
All right, let's see.
We are going to see Nick's going to be moving forward. Cheap shot onto Absterge, potential Ring of Frost. Beautiful setup early on. Wizk under fire. Immediately trinkets out of the kidney shot. Does not want to fall behind, but he's in a Hammer of Justice. Big damage coming in from Nick. Unfortunately, Aang is just not there. Wizk doing a good job kind of just sitting on the pillar, avoiding as much as he can. Polymorph almost going to be fading here. Vampiric Embrace for Wizk will heal him up and allow Absterge to sit through that initial crowd control.
Let's see how much pressure. Maybe they go after the rogue a little bit. It looks like they're attacking Nick a lot more here in game number 4. They're dogpiling on top of Absterge. Wizk is stunned up. Aang is trying to get in position, but Jellybeans is certainly punishing him for this push. Splitting their damage between both Nick and Aang evenly. Korlic going for Avenging Wrath. Can they crowd control it? Jellybeans jumps in. Can he snipe the freezing trap on Korlic while he's Frost Nova'd? He's not going to risk it. Dispelled out of Ring of Frost. Now just pumping out damage. Aang blinking in, looking for crowd control. Can they find a sap or a polymorph here off this? They go for a polymorph, and it looks like it was removed, but into another sap. Absterge opts to trinket. Is he going to drop a link here? The trinket is a bit peculiar to me. I feel like he should almost wait and trinket only when he's going to link in that position. Or, I mean, they need Dispersion for Vendetta. But even a Trinket Spear Link, I think maybe Dispersion lines up better. I guess that's what they want to line up. We have to wait and see. It still was the blind committed throughout that chain, so now you won't have to worry about that. But here's another kidney shot. They need to try and hold strong and prevent this polymorph. They don't have a way to prevent it. There's no Trinket. That's a Dispersion, but it trades for the Vendetta. Nick actually committing the cooldown prior to when I thought he would. I thought he wanted an opening without Dispersion, but Vendetta actually still has a bit of uptime, and those bone spikes are stacking up. Tons of damage onto Wizk, looking for a Mass Dispel Fish. Doesn't need to find it anymore, but these Envenoms are critting big. Jellybeans is polymorphed up. Mind Games attempt here by Wizk, gets stunned. Earthen Wall Totem is down from Absterge, bolstering the defense of the team. Freezing Trap secured by Jellybeans. Aang is on the run. Look at Aang. He's having none of this Hunter stuff. Like, I'm out. And now getting back into the fight, but Nick got left behind. They're going after Nick. All 3 players of Golden Guardians. Aang is just playing a much more defensive game, and it seems like it's working out better for the Charlotte Phoenix.
Yeah, it's looking good, but right now, Korlic in the silence and dropping quite low here. Still in a lot of trouble. Korlic actually going for the blinding light, getting aggressive here. Could be a cauterize if he's not careful. They land a double ring of frost onto Absterge as well as the pets of Jellybeans. They get a sheep onto Jellybeans as well. He's completely isolated here. Wizk, he's going for the master spell, going for the fake cast. He is able to get it off there, so he is going to be completely fine. 20 seconds left on his dispersion. 45 seconds left on that Vendetta of Nick. Here's a Blessing of Protection being casted out by Korlic, trying to preemptively do that on the Freezing Trap, but there's the Freezing Trap. Now Aang in a lot of trouble here. Big damage onto Nick as well here. Wizk is just digging in. Here comes the Mind Games as well onto Aang. Master Spell, not going to be able to connect onto Korlic's Divine Shield, but still, it's not looking great. Absterge now caught up in a blind, into a sheep shot, into a full sheep. Wizk in a lot of trouble. Absterge just going to trinket, trade the Earthen Wall Totem, trade the Grounding Totem there as well. And Wizk here should be completely fine. Here comes the Intimidate stun onto Korlic. Aang, what are you going to do? He's running for his life, but he's in Jellybeans line of sight, taking a lot of damage. There's a full hex there onto Korlic. You're not able to find the trap, but Aang just decurses it using his Battle Master Trinket there as well. And it looks like Charlotte Phoenix are going to survive, but they have no cooldowns. They need to try to land something and try to make something happen now onto Wizk. He trinkets out of the Hammer of Justice, still looking for the Master Spells here. Gets Garota. He's in a lot of trouble, forced to use the Dispersion here, but they have Combustion, they have Vendetta. There's a checkmate situation going on here for Charlotte Phoenix. They could take us to game 5, man.
Oh, they absolutely could. Wizk's in so much trouble. Dragon's Breath on Absterge. It's going to have to be a preemptive Spirit Link Totem or something. Vendetta with Combustion. That is lights out for Wizk. They've got no trinkets available. Jelly's going to have to do a really good job peeling or trying to set up some pressure. They have good damage here onto Aang. Charlotte Phoenix, they just have to hold on. Beautiful Triple Fear comes in. Aang looking for a Polymorph, unable to find it onto Absterge. At the same time, Nick's getting low. Good crowd control coming out of silence onto Korlic. Aang into the ice block. That's cauterized as well. He exits out of the ice block. And they really want to go for it here. They've got the cooldowns. Charlotte Phoenix, they just have to hold on a little bit longer. Big punishes. Triple blinding light coming in into a full kidney shot on Wizk. Wizk, he has to hold on. He's got the Vampiric Embrace. Looks like he will be going for a Master Spell. No, he gets interrupted. Now Shadowman spam coming in. Wizk manages to hold on. I do believe he's got the Vampiric Embrace. He needs to use it. Needs to get out some healing. Absterge saves the day with his Ascendance. And now Charlotte Phoenix is in a lot of trouble here, Sid.
Okay, 0 mana, Holy Paladin in a Freezing Trap. Aang is just running for his life. Wizk and Absterge are trying to go after Nick. Aang comes back into the fight, but no Ice Block, no Cauterize. Sacrifice the last line of defense here for Korlic. He's likely to have to trade it out literally within seconds of me saying it. Now Wizk gets stunned up. They're trying to turn it around. Blind is sitting on Absterge. They need more crowd control. They get a cheap shot. They need a Polymorph. Aang goes for the Polymorph, gets the Polymorph. Can they take out Wizk on this final push? Absterge going to trinket out. Full Psychic Scream onto Korlic. Sacrifice has faded. Everybody is dying. This could be a triple kill. Wizk's pressure on that Shadow Priest is quite formidable at this point. Korlic's into a full Freezing Trap. Jellybeans is in a Polymorph. Get Jelly out of that poly right now. Bestial's Wrath is up. He can close this game out. Big Blade Shot, big kill shots coming out. Desperation Smoke Bomb gets dropped, but I think this is it. The Golden Guardians are so close. Absterge links the poly, but it doesn't break the Polymorph. He links it, but it got killed, I guess, before it could break it. Wizk still in trouble at 10%. Does he get a trade? Aang's in trouble. Jellybeans is going for it. He procs the seed. He stuns up Korlic and closes it out. Golden Guardians looking solid against Charlotte Phoenix.
Mariah was the only one to carry that game. Jellybeans coming in, doing a great job. 3-1. And that was a beautiful series there by the Golden Guardians, bringing in kind of a unique composition we haven't seen from them in such a long time. And they made it work for sure.
Oh, I love that. Golden Guardians bringing in something new, making it work. Can't wait to see if they bring this out against the rest of these teams. That was so fun. That was such a fun series to see. Golden Guardians going to be, unfortunately, not winning that series today. It's going to be Golden Guardians 3-1. We can break down that very last game, game number 4, right now.
Yeah, so here, I mean, the Korlic has no mana left. They have basically nothing left. They need to get one last setup, and this is it. They get a sheep on the Jellybeans, and I think this is when Aang goes for the Ring of Frost. No, this is just the pure ending of the game there. So they get the Freezing Trap on the Korlic into a DR Hex. Jellybeans finally out of crowd control. He's got Bestial Wrath up. Look at this kill on the Spirit Link. I think it was Nick that just immediately killed the pre-link there on the Polymorph that Absterge did, which was a nice play, but Wizk still has his Dispersion. Very, very far ahead. Just gets the kill. Immediately back into that Dispersion. Gets topped off. Comes out. Shadowward Deaths the egg. and cracks it there. So really, really nice win here for Golden Guardians. And this is this is something that this is very scary because we're seeing more and more of these teams that just have seemingly odd compositions and they're making it work. We got Integrity Damp in Europe, we got Ad Hoc in Europe, we got, Golden Guardians here in NA playing these comps that nobody else is playing, and they're making such a good job with it, actually taking down Charlotte Phoenix, one of the contenders here. This would, in my opinion, this is an upset, 100%, Golden Guardians winning here.
Look at Aang's damage. Look at how hard it is for him.